Hello and welcome back to another episode of World Tour on Football Manager 2021. Now, I've had a bit of audio trouble with an episode that I've already recorded, so I did actually come back for the game against Shkupi in the first qualifying round of the Europa Conference League, but the audio on that was just inaudible, to be honest with you. So instead, in today's episode, we are going to play the second qualifying round of the Europa Conference League, possibly the third qualifying round, and maybe even the fourth qualifying round as well. Of course, it won't be as in-depth a look as we normally get into the matches, simply because we'll be playing possibly 6 games in this episode, but I'll still try to cover them as best as possible. Off camera, we'll play any league games that fall between the 2 legs of the Europa Conference League ties. But since the last episode that you saw, we have played a few games in the league, and obviously those 2 ties in the Europa Conference League. So we started off with a 2-1 victory over Dundalk. We then smashed Bohemian by 5-0, beat Shelburne 3-0, drew 1-1 with Derry City, lost 2-1 to St Pat's Athletic, beat Shkupi 6-0 in the first leg of the Europa Conference League, beat Galway United by 3-0, and then beat Shkupi 4-1 in the second leg of the Europa Conference League. And then finally, we've just beaten Waterford by 2-1. So the first tie that we have in Europe is against FC Honka Espoo, who are a Finnish team, and I would expect us to beat them, fingers crossed. I'll just quickly show you the league table. This is how it currently stands. We are 10 points clear at the top of the table. Dundalk, the team below us, with a game in hand on us, but things are looking pretty good. We've got about 13 games left in the league season. It's looking promising for us winning the Irish League and getting out of Ireland and moving on to our next nation, wherever that will be. Of course, it'll be a nation that begins with the letter I, but I don't know which one it'll be. We've also made a couple of signings since the last episode. Gianfranco Pontillo has been brought in on a free transfer. He's formerly of Potenza in Italy. He's an Italian national. He plays at left wing. He will be our backup for Ferrugia for the time being. He's not as good as I was expecting him to be. When we took him in on trial, his current ability was 2.5 stars. It's dropped down to 2 stars. His potential ability is pretty good at 3.5 stars. We'll just have to see how he gets on. If he gets played as well, because Ferrugia is not going to drop out of the team unless he gets suspended or picks from an injury. And then the other signing is one that I've already talked about, so I won't go into too much detail. But Alessandro Zito, originally on loan, I brought him in on loan for Sligo Rovers when I was manager there, and he'd already signed a deal to join Shamrock Rovers at the second half of this season, and that is what has happened. He played 17 times for Sligo Rovers. He's not great. He's 2-star rated, 2.5 star potential. Not even a backup right back, I would say. He's probably backup to our backup. So the first leg of this Europa Conference League game is away from home. So we're heading to Finland, not too far for us to travel. The first qualifying leg game was against a team from North Macedonia, so that was a bit further for the lads to travel. So hopefully we can get a result today. And we're going to have to make a few changes. I've already made them, but Alex Hunt has picked up an injury, unfortunately. I'll just show you that now if it lets me click, and it does. So he's out with a thigh strain for between 2 to 4 weeks, which is disappointing, but we've got adequate cover at centre midfield for him in the form of Damien O'Reilly. I'm just going to get rid of all the trialists. I've got a few people in on trial. By a few, I mean about 30. And then the other change that we're having to make is at right wing. So Aaron Rowe, of course, is just coming back from an injury, but Roy Behan has picked up an injury as well, so he's going to be out for a little while. So Graham Byerly's having to drop in to the right wing role instead of playing up front, and then Stephen Carson is coming in up front, which I'm not too concerned about because Carson's performed quite well when we've asked of him to come into the team. Elsewhere, the team is as it is usually, with Williams in goals, Swanson, Fernandez, Scales and Cartman in defence, Jerry Davis in defensive midfield, O'Reilly, as I said, partnering at Clark in centre midfield, Byerly on the right wing, Fruja on the left, and then Carson up front. Let's see if we can get a commanding lead to take into the second leg. So we're going to pump our fists and say, get out there, show the world you've got what it takes. So a very early first highlight, less than a minute played. Modesto heads away a Cartman throw-in, but it's going to come to Scales, is it? He just manages to keep that in play. He finds Cartman, the left back. Now Davis back to Scales. Nice passing play from us. Scales with a long ball forward towards Carson. Plays a nice pass to Ferrugia. Ferrugia's in the box now. Can he get a ball across? He can. Byerly is there. And Byerly, a man who has played up front most of the season for most of his goals. He's scored his 29th goal now, and it's come from right wing. It just goes to show that no matter where you play Graham Byerly, he is going to score. Cartman again with a throw in on his left-hand side. Ferrugia gets absolutely scythed down there by Turin, and that's got to be a red card. It is. Johannes Turin sent off straight red for that horrific tackle. Another throw in on the left-hand side. We're getting the ball down there quite a lot in this game. Ferrugia, tackled by Hooker. He needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card. Plays it back to Clark. Now Cartman, blocked, but Cartman gets it back. Blocked again. Davis has got it. Carson to Byerly, and I think Carson was offside. Very unfortunate that. And there is confirmation Carson was offside when Davis played the ball through to him. Nice finish from Byerly, though. So there's the half-time whistle. It is 1-0 to us. Honka have actually had a few chances, just none of them have been highlights. We are strongly in charge of the game, but I'd quite like to see a few more goals from us, if I'm being honest. Thrown on the right-hand side, Swanson gives it to Byerly. Swanson again. Ball into the box. Rollins is there, heads it down. O'Reilly back out wide to Swanson. Pulls it back to O'Reilly again. Now it's Byerly. Deflected. I lost my trail of thought. I didn't know what I was saying, but Philip Clark has scored our second of the game, and that gives us a nice, comfortable margin to build on, hopefully. So since I fluffed up my words, we'll go through it again. Swanson passed it to O'Reilly, who gave it to Byerly. It was blocked by Saka, but straight into the path of Ferrugia, who played it back to Clark on the edge of the box, who just shot with tons of power straight at the goalkeeper, and it somehow went through his hands. Banahaney with a throw-in for Honka. To Lepanyan, to Kohonen. Could this be an opportunity for them to get a goal back, possibly? Saka can't win that ball, and it looks like he's going to be sent off as well. Honka going to end this game with 9 men. Henry Saka, I'm not sure how you pronounce the A with the umlaut over the top, but he's been sent off, and we've got a free kick now. Clark into the box. It's a penalty. I don't know what that was for. Hataka handballed. He's getting called over by the referee. He's got a yellow card for it, and we could go 3-0 up. Byerly steps up, and Byerly goes straight down the middle to get what I think is his 30th goal of the season. Indeed it is. 30 goals for Graham Byerly. What a haul for him this season. Brilliant penalty straight down the middle. Goalkeeper went the wrong way completely, and we are 3-0 up. So full time, and we have won the first leg by 3-0. Completely bossed the game. Deserved win, and that should hopefully see us through the tie completely, I would hope. We just finished that league game against Sligo Rovers, and we managed eventually to pick up a 1-0 win. We were well on top for the entire game, really. They only had the one opportunity. Aaron Rowe, the man to get the goal for us. He came off the bench. Of course, he's been injured. He came on about 70 minutes, and he scored in the 96th minute, the final minute of the game. Aaron Rowe giving us this 1-0 victory over Sligo. Here we go. It's the time for the second leg of the Europa Conference League. We have a decent lead heading into it. Hopefully we can add to that. So one change from the last match, and that is David Ferguson coming in at left back for Ben Cartman, who has picked up a minor injury and is unable to play today's game. Now, we have received an offer for one of our players. Zach Swanson has been... Swindon Town are interested in him. They've made a bid, but I've not done anything with it yet. I'm hoping they just forget about it. It's 550k altogether that they've offered. He's valued at 450k, but I'm hoping to wait until the end of the season to do anything with that. So we'll head into the game, and I'll bring to you, if it's a crazy scoreline like 6-0 or something, I'll just bring to you a few of the best goals. If not, I'll bring you all the goals. So free kick, Byerly whips in towards back post. Carson heads it in. It's headed away, but it comes back to Carson. Now Scales. Can we continue the chance, or is the opportunity going to be gone? It's Davis in the centre of the field. Back to Swanson, out wide to Byerly. Byerly tries to run past his defender. Can he get a ball in? He goes past his defender. Davis has got it now. Plays it across to Ferrugia. It's blocked. Ferrugia at the second attempt, but it's offside. The flag has gone up. I'm not sure who was offside there, but we'll see now. Ferrugia with a shot. Ferrugia again. I guess that player was sort of in the goalkeeper's way. To Williams. Long ball forward from him. Finds Carson. A lot to do. He needs to hold the ball up. He does well. Clark now to Ferrugia. Back to Clark. Through ball to Ferrugia is brilliant. Ferrugia through on goal. Great block from the Honka defender. And it's a goal kick for Honka. Lots of opportunities today. And it could be an opportunity for Honka here. Banaheen is on the right-hand side. It's a great tackle from Ferguson in at left-back today. Now, can he find a pass up the field towards Carson? Possibly he can. He plays it back to Ferrugia. Ferrugia cutting inside from the left-hand side now. Running down the wing. Changed his mind. Can he get a ball in? He's right down by the byline. He cuts inside the box, plays it back to Clark, and there is the first goal of the game. It's Philip Clark, his 6th goal of the season. A nice run by Ferrugia, going past lots of defenders and then pulling the ball back, and Clark applying the finish. Scales with a free kick just inside the opposition's half, plays that to Ferguson. Now he gets it back from Clark. Ball over the top to the left back Ferguson. Ball into the box. Carson's there. Carson's fouled. It's a penalty. Byerly is going to step up to take this to get what I think will be his 31st goal of the season. I think that's what it'll be. He needs to score first, though, of course. Is he going to go down the middle again? You know he goes to the goalkeeper's right-hand side this time and still manages to score. And it is indeed his 31st goal of the season. So there's the full-time whistle. A nice, handy 2-0 victory for us today. 5-0 on aggregate, and we are through to the next qualifying round. A few injuries to deal with. Byerly's out for 1 to 2 days, which isn't too bad. But Neil Ferrugia is going to be out for between 6 to 8 days. So we might have to use Portillo, our backup left winger, in the next few games. We've been drawn against Swedish side Djurgardens in the next round of the Europa Conference League. And as I guessed, we play that game a week today. So I will be back with the scoreline from the Shelburne game, and then we'll play the first leg of the Djurgardens game. We've just played the league game against Shelburne, and it is a 3-0 victory for us. Rawlins, Rowe and Clark with the goals in this game, which leaves our position in the league looking very secure at the top of the table. 61 points. We are 12 points clear of second place Dundalk. They do still have that game in hand, so overall maybe about 9 points clear. And now it's time for the first leg of the Europa Conference League, third qualifying round against Djurgardens. This time in the first leg, we are the home team, so it'll be interesting to see if that makes any difference to how we perform, because we've been the away side in each of the 2 previous ties. So this is the lineup that we are going with for the game against Djurgardens. We have Williams in goal. Kennedy is in at right back, as Zach Swanson is a bit lacking in conditioning. Barbara Fernandez, Liam Scales and Ben Cartman complete the defence. Jerry Davis is in defensive midfield. Damien O'Reilly comes in for Philip Clark, who is also... No, that's wrong. Damien O'Reilly is in for Alex Hunt, who is injured. Gavin Kilkenny is in for Philip Clark, who is also lacking in conditioning. Portillo is in at left wing for Ferrugia, who's lacking in conditioning and had a little bit of an injury in the lead up to this game. Alessandro Zito is at right wing, out of position, but we've got no other options there. I say that, Byerly's on the bench. Why is Byerly not in? So Byerly is in at right wing instead of Alessandro Zito, and then Stephen Carson is the lone man up front. So a highlight straight from kickoff, it appears, is we have the ball. Not sure how this one's going to go. Apparently we're quite evenly matched, the 2 sides, but Pontillo's got the ball on the left-hand side. Ball in, Carson's there. It's blocked. Byerly, and it's 1-0. Graham Byerly. Apparently it's going to go quite well, because that's his 32nd goal of the season, and we are 1-0 up within 20 seconds of the first leg of this tie. Ball on the right-hand side for Djurgardens now. It's Edwards Tagerson pulled it back to Edwards, blocked by the defender, but forced to Jonsson. Now it's Tagerson again, back to Edwards, out wide right to Jonsson. Not Jonsson, I'm losing track of who it is, but Mitku is through on goal, and Mitku has equalised and gotten what could be a vital away goal for Djurgardens in this tie. We started off so well, but it seems like Djurgardens have found a way back into the tie. So half-time in this first leg, and it's quite even. 1-1 at half-time. We do need to get a second goal, really. We don't want to be just going into the second leg with this scoreline. Throw in for Djurgardens. Banda gives it back to the throw and taker Tagerson. He plays it back to the centre-back Jonsson. It'd be great if we could intercept this and get on the attack ourselves, as Djurgardens are looking a bit dangerous at the moment. Chilufya Jr.'s got the ball on the right-hand side. Can he get a ball into the box? He can. Mitku's there, and Mitku has scored his 2nd goal of the game, and Djurgardens have completely turned this game around. There's some sort of flare going off down in the bottom of the screen, and we are not looking like we're going to get through this tie at the moment. Djurgardens with 2 away goals now, and they're looking for a third. It's Chilufya Jr. Findle, through ball to Mitku for his hat-trick. It's Mitku. It's a great save by O'Shane Williams. So there's the full-time whistle. A disappointing first leg of this tie. A 2-1 defeat. We've given them 2 away goals to take back to Sweden. We have a bit of a job to do in the second leg. Hopefully we can do a bit better than we did today. We've just played this game against Longford Town, and yet again it's another 3-0 victory for us. Ferrugia grabbing 2 goals, Philip Clark scoring a penalty, Rowe with the disallowed goal for offside in the 83rd minute, ending 3-0. We completely controlled the game and it's looking good for us. I think this sends us 15 points clear at the top of the table, but Dundalk do now have 2 games in hand. Here we go. It's time for the second leg against Djurgardens. We have a 2-1. Well, we're currently being defeated 2-1, so we need to turn this around in this game. Hopefully, we can do it and advance to the next round of the competition. And we've been forced into a one change for this game. Eddie Donnelly is in for Baba Fernandez in central defences. Fernandez is recovering from a slight knock that he picked up. But other than that, the team is exactly the same. First chance of the game, possibly going to go to the home side, which is not looking good for us. Ball into the box, headed away by Donnelly, but Nyholm is going to get it. If they get a goal, that makes things extra difficult for us. It's Mitku in the box. He scored in the last game, and it's just pulled wide from him. He only got a hat-trick in the last game, scoring 2 goals. So half-time, and it is 0-0 in a game where we need to get 2 goals to be able to qualify, or even have a chance of qualifying. Corner, Faruja takes it. It's headed away by Nyholm, but O'Reilly should get there for us. He's going to play that back out wide to Faruja. Another chance to get a ball in the box. Blocked, but he's still got the ball now. And plays that to Davis. Now Clark to O'Reilly. Through to Carson. Carson with a chance, and it's a good save by the Djurgardens goalkeeper. It's our first real chance of the game. But we might have another one now with another corner. Faruja whips it in again. That's headed away once again. Scales nodded down to Donnelly, though. Now Scales to Faruja. Back to Donnelly. And that chance is just gone. Corner for Djurgardens. Findel. Ball in. Headed away. Trelufia Jr., who was a danger man last time out. Plays it to Findel again. Jonsson's there. And Melker Jonsson has dashed pretty much any hopes of a Shamrock Rovers comeback with that header. And we've got a lot of players who are tired. We've got 2 more changes that we can make. We're gonna move Faruja to right wing, and Aaron Rowe can come off. Put Pontillo coming on for him, and then Philip Clark can come off in centre midfield for Gavin Kilkenny, just to rest the players, really. I don't think this game is going to be within reach for us to be able to qualify anymore. So there's the full-time whistle, and this European episode has ended in disappointment. We've been knocked out at the 3rd qualifying round stage of the Europa Conference League, a 1-0 defeat in this second leg. Not great, not good enough. We shouldn't have lost on aggregate here, is what I've said. So looking ahead to the next episode, we will be back sometime in September. I'm not quite sure when yet. We'll see how we do in the FAI Cup as well. Of course, our European dream is now over after just 3 ties. Bit disappointed considering Shamrock Rovers got into the group stage of the Europa Conference League last season, so I've sort of underperformed there. But yeah, we'll be back for the league games, and the league is the main thing. It's our priority in this series. I'll show you the league table once again just as we end the episode. Shamrock Rovers, you can see there, top of the table, 15 points clear. Dundalk with 2 games in hand. See how they do in those games in hand. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out, hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.